Hello everyone. Today I'm going to fix up this 5x5. This is my old 5x5 and it needs tensioning, and I think it needs just some lube and everything. So I'll take it apart and fix it and show the steps about it, and I'm also going to do some touch-up modding on the Florian mod because it's not all perfect everywhere. So yeah. The things I'm going to use is a screwdriver to adjust it, some modding things. I have this file from Lubix, and there's just a nail file I have, and then I have a cloth just to kind of have the plastic on, and I have this box to take it apart, to take the 5x5 apart in, so that I don't lose any pieces. So we'll just start with that. This 5x5 is really tight, so I'll loosen one side to take it apart. Anyways, I'm retensioning it. So I just took an edge out, and then you can just So here I have basically all the pieces, except there's one on the floor, which I'll just grab. So now we can just split the pieces into the different types, and then I will tension it evenly and try to arrange that. Okay, so I've separated the pieces, which are like all in here, and I've put the ones that I'm going to do some touch-up modding on closer, so I can work easier on that. But first we'll do the core. So I noticed that it has like still a lot of lube in there, and so I'll just wipe it out, just because I feel like it needs some cleaning. Yeah. So just try to wipe as much, like the center and everything, and it doesn't need to be like perfect. Just so that when you work with it, you don't get lube all over your hands. Alright, so that's a bit better. Now what I want to do, because when I'm stretching out the centers, like this is the one that was blue, so I loosened it a lot when disassembling. So it is much looser, but I'll try to make it so that I can see a little bit of this screw when I pull each other apart. So like kind of the blue is a little bit, but it's a bit too much. So tighten that. And this is just a process of trial and error. Okay, so this one looks good. Now I'll adjust the other one. Another turn. Okay, so I don't think you'll be able to see, but if you do, that's what it looks like. Separated. Also, if you get some spring noise like this, kind of, we can check that later. Well, actually we should now, but yeah, we should check that now. Okay, so it's only this one. So if you have that spring noise, just disassemble, like unscrew the screw completely. And so I'll just wipe this part of the core and take the screw out. And this is where it's pretty disgusting because there's a lot of plastic and like mixed with some lube, and that's pretty much what it gives in this spring and screw. So take that apart and clean that. So the screw is looking better, I mean the spring, and now we'll do the screw. So the screw is a lot cleaner now. We can put the spring back in. Now in the center there's a washer, but it's very small and it gets always stuck in the thing. So I have this smaller screwdriver and I'll try to it's stuck here. So I have the washer on the end of the screwdriver here, and so this one is also very filthy. So just clean that. And then my method to figure out which side is the smoothest is just to run it over a surface and then just figure out which one is smoothest. In my case it would be this one. So you want to have the smoother side facing like this side of the screw, so that when you put it in, that's the side it has contact with on the center. And then I'll just put a bit of lube in there. And then on the screw and spring as well. And then put the whole thing in like this. Just put the lube aside and then take screwdriver. Now what I do to put it back in, I put the screwdriver against my my body, and then so now if we try it, there's no sound at all. So that's what we wanted. Now I'll probably just take all the other screws out and clean it the same way I did with this one, except that I won't switch the side for the washer. Okay, so as I was further cleaning this, I just wanted to show some screws are really bad, like this one. So sometimes you never know just by the feeling, and that's why I think it's a good thing just to clean it once in a while, especially since this core hasn't been clean in a real long time. Okay, so I'm done with the core, and now I've tensioned it so that you can see a little bit of the screw on each side. So it looks pretty even to me, but obviously we'll make sure it's a lot more even when the cube is assembled. So now I'll move on to doing the touch-up mods I was talking about earlier. So just basically going through the pieces and being like, well, is this modded enough or not? Like just here I see this one. It could be better, like it could be a bit more round. Here it's kind of just like on an angle, and some are just done even less than that, like this one. It's just a bit small part, and then well, same thing for corners, and same thing for this corner center, I guess, whatever. So yeah, it's pretty much like modding, it's just that making it look pretty. So yeah, I don't think there's much explanation needed, and I hate modding, so I'll do this off camera. Okay, so I just did touch-up mods on the corners. I just didn't feel like doing all the edges and all that, so I'll just go ahead and reassemble the cube. So for those who have never assembled 505, basically you need to have these big edges and the corners solved, and everything else doesn't matter. So yeah, what I'll do is just place an edge and then place two of these like smaller kind of center edges, whatever you want to call them, like this. So, and then I'll put another one. So should have probably separated these. Well, whatever, I'll work with that. Yeah, it can be hard if it's loose. Like this part is trying to kind of come out, so you need to be careful with that. And so now I have the two of them, and now I'll just build everything in between. So the first thing is center corner, or whatever it's called, and then find the corner that needs, and so place it all solved, and then put two of those center corner, put an edge, a wing, whatever, and place the big edge, and then two of these smaller center edges thing. And so now we have like one corner, I guess, so 1/8 of the cube reassembled. And now basically what we're doing is just building another set of like 3 pieces like I did in the beginning. I'll just set this on the table, or rather on my desk. and so it gets easier as the reassembling goes along, and also with the more experience you have. So now I have 2 of them, and I think that at this point you can just keep going, but I'll film it just for in case anyone is not sure, I guess. This is a lot easier than like 4x4 even, so. But it's not something I actually do a lot. I reassemble mostly 4 and 6, I guess. Not sure why. Maybe because I have more of those puzzles, but yeah. Now we have another one. Another section. Another section done. Only 3 left. Just grab that. So now we're at the last 2, and what I'll do is just tilt it like this, and then reassemble from there. Instead of like building this part first, this is better. And now the last one, so just put the corner first because it has the largest stock, right? And then put the other pieces just as it goes. So too loose. Another piece on the floor. So before even trying to solve this, I really need to adjust it, and the caps are kind of pink. Take off, so I'll just do this off camera. Okay, so I had to tighten it a whole lot, but so this is just like first test. So I'll just do a solve and see how it feels during the solve, and I might stop at some point to just tension because it's just too bad. Okay, so it still needs quite a bit of tension. Some sides are just really bad. Let's see if this is better. So I think I tightened it maybe a bit too much. Okay, so I'll try that again. So, it feels a lot better, and I think that might be the final tension I'll be setting it at. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video showing a little bit how to clean and fix up a cube. It can be a 5x5, it can be something else, it's pretty much all the same thing. The only different part would be like assembly, and yeah, so thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.